live videos mainly because I was sick of showing a blank wall behind me. I want to have a few more options. Just making sure that this is working. Yes, it shows live this time. I just did this whole live video and it didn't take. So I am going to do this again. So for my birthday last week, my birthday was October 1st. Thank you for all the birthday wishes. Those that wish me happy birthday, I really appreciate that. Well, for my birthday, I went off keto for about a week. For those who don't know what keto is, you don't have a friend on keto. Again, it's not as bad as a vegan. Vegans will tell everybody who will listen, who won't run away at breakneck speed about being vegan. I don't know which is worse, keto or paleo, but we're definitely not as bad as vegans. Now, I'm not a missionary for keto because I believe the best diet in the world is one you'll stick to. And actually, I don't believe in diets. I hate the term diet and exercise. I think everybody should train and refuel. You should live like an athlete. Whether you think you are one or not, eat like one, train like one, and you'll become one, and I think you'll enjoy life much better than trying to go through diet and exercise. And there's a bunch of keto boards on Facebook, and I might link this to some of them, that people are always, should I exercise? I'm like, why wouldn't you exercise? The problem is too many people don't have a workout regime that they like. They hate exercises because they're trying to go to a fitness club as opposed to doing a sport. You do a sport, and there's sports for all ages. I mean, there's seniors division jiu-jitsu tournaments. So there's any sport, there's a sport out there for you that you can help stay in shape. And I mean good shape. I don't mean like not dad bod, but Greek god bod or goddess. But anyway, I digress. So I went off for a week, and my big takeaway from this week, I had a lot of things I can't normally have. Like I had some really bad like junk foody stuff. Like I had a couple of snowballs just because for the hell of it. And I then most of what I had is just stuff I can't normally eat. Like I had curry with naan because you can't have the naan with. I can make keto curry, but you can't have the naan. I obviously had some real ice cream as opposed to keto ice cream. I had cheesecake on my birthday for the equivalent of a birthday cake. I had cheesecake. So, and all these are great. I enjoyed it. But it was like, wow, I missed you, bread. No, I had none of that. I think it's because I've been on keto long enough, 8 months to a year, I think, that I didn't care about that as much. So, for those of you, first I'm going to go into a brief description of what keto is for those 2 people out there who have never heard of keto. It's technically called the ketogenic diet. It is a high-fat, medium-protein, low-carb diet. I like eating regime because it's something you should be thinking about long-term. I don't like people going on restrictive, like good eating for short-term. You should eat clean 80% of the time and 20% of the time go nuts. So, what that entails is things like eggs, meat, bacon, and avocados, anything that's high fat. So it's not like you'd be all having just pure like lean steak because that'd be too much protein, not enough fat. People make the mistake of thinking that a keto diet is high protein. That's a big misnomer. Too much protein will get converted into glucose. I know that's counterproductive. That meat turns into sugar, but it basically does. Because you have 2 types of fuels systems in your body. Most people are what I call glycosis. You break down carbohydrates and other foods into glucose that your body can use to burn as fuel. In the absence of glucose, within 48 hours, your body will start converting fats, literally breaking them down into ketones. I say breaking down because they're fractured. Ketones cannot be reabsorbed as fat. They have to be either used or expelled from the body. That's one of the benefits of ketosis in that, given if you eat too much food, like there's people like on Facebook groups on why am I not losing weight on keto? Because to lose weight, it's calories in minus calories out. equals fat loss or fat gain. It's diet, losing weight or gaining weight is really simple. It's math. Real math, not 2 + 2 = 5. So that's the key. You gotta still eat. The thing that's easier about eating less on keto is that carbohydrates are like tinder on a flame. It burns away quickly and you get hungry again. If you're eating fats and meats and things, it feels less will fill you up more. So that's the real key to it. There's some other benefits like lower insulin levels. Some people on diabetes have seen success with it. Actually, originally a ketonic diet was discovered like the Inuits and people that certain times of year are not exposed, can't get a hold of any carbohydrates, mostly like Inuits living off whale blubber. But in the West, like in America, was first ketonic diets were found to help people with epilepsy. If you are on a ketonic diet, you don't have as many epileptic seizures or fits. So they found it was very useful. Just unfortunately, people found it easier to take medicine than to change their diet. Doing both would be even better. You probably have a lot less medicine you have to take. But that's the history of keto. So, so no breads, no pastas, only a certain amount of like vegetables and that, like what is called net carbs, which is carbohydrates minus fiber, is net carbs. So you have to have it under like 12. I'm usually under 10 or less. I go real restrictive on keto. I go almost carnivore. Carnivore is like pure meat and fat. I don't go quite that strict. I think vegetables are really useful, especially for getting proper minerals and minerals and vitamins and minerals. So with that, and people are like, plant-based is healthier. Can be. Vegan can be very unhealthy if you don't get proper, especially proper array of amino acids. It's really hard to get the full spectrum of amino acids on a vegan diet. Vegetarian, less strict, is easier. Just like a carnivore diet, it would be really difficult to get certain vitamins and minerals. Magnesium is one that you kind of need on a keto diet. I think if you take a basic multivitamin, you're good to go. On vegan, you need a bit more. I'm not against a vegan diet. I want people to take whatever works for them. So, but my big takeaway with this is, I enjoyed it, and I actually enjoyed the being less restrictive, like short term, like a eating regime vacation is kind of how I looked at it. Because I enjoyed eating certain carbohydrate-laden foods, but it wasn't like I missed them that much. And I think that's a big thing. People, if you're on any eating regime, the takeaway I have from this is that the keto stages are basically within 12 to 24 hours you start producing ketones. You'll still have glycogen in your system, so you won't have converted over. 4 to 5 days, you'll start converting over. Your body won't have enough glycogen left, so your body will start, you'll get flu-like symptoms. You don't have the flu, fatigue, mind fog, dehydration, that flu-like feeling, like not a headache, but your head's kind of that flu head. I don't know how to describe it. They say mind fog. I've never thought it was that. Within a week, you'll start getting rapid weight loss, and your mind will start to clear, and you start getting energy. Within 2 weeks, your hunger will go down, your energy levels will really skyrocket, and your body's starting to go into fat adaptation. Within 4 weeks, your insulin levels will decrease, your focus and energy will bump up again, and in about 5 weeks or so, you will be fully fat adapted, which means your body will be fully chugging along in keto, and you'll be cranking out full keto, and so you're fine. So I was in it for at least 8 months, so I was way fat adapted. I've been told, I don't know the research on this, so look it up yourself, if that exercise fat adaptation takes a lot longer. And that's the problem. My own problem with keto is that I prefer, I eventually will probably go long-term paleo with bouts of keto, only because I believe in the 80-20 rule. Nagato Sensei, my first martial art master, and I was under Grandmaster Masaki Hatsumi and Toshiro Nagata was my master. He always taught the 80-20 rule. The best way to live your life is 80% Spartan. Really start. You don't spend a lot of money, whatever. Your diet, whatever. Spartan. And 20% go nuts. So that's what I like to do that weekly. Or so I like to 5 or 6 days a week. Eat clean, and then have 2 days where I can be less restricted. You don't want to go create weekly nuts because you won't have the shape body you want that way. But having a cheat meal each of those days, or maybe 2 or 3 over the course of a week is fun. But keto, you can have ice cream. There's keto ice cream. There's things you can have that are less healthy, but I don't ever think of them as real cheats because it's still, you're staying in ketosis, and if your calories are low enough, you're still burning fat, either losing weight or getting more ripped. So you can't really do ketosis and have cheat days. Now, given what I kind of also learned from this is maybe I don't need cheat days anymore. Or I can do it on my birthday and maybe Christmas, or I go on vacation or something. But for the most part, I was fine. I mean, I don't eat keto ice cream every day, or even a quote unquote fake sweet every day. So maybe my cheats will eventually be keto ice cream or keto pizza or whatever. Because those are still the way I make that stuff is still pretty healthy. But that's the thing. So if you're on a limiting eating regime, just push through it, and eventually it'll get easier. Don't think of diets. Don't say I'm going to be on this for 8 weeks or whatever. You could be calorie restriction to lose weight for a certain period of time until you hit maintenance. But you have to have an eating regime. You got to eat healthy all the time, 80% of the time at least. And that's the key. Get on an eating regime, your body will adapt to that. If you have a big sweet tooth, that will decrease. The cleaner you eat, most of the time, and then you'll want less. If you talk to Europeans about our sweets, because European sweets are more higher fat, ours are higher than cheap sugars. Our sweets, our chocolates and cakes and stuff are really sweet compared with European ones. But if a European stays in America long enough, they get used to it. Your body will adapt. Your taste buds change and adapt too. And more so, I guess it's the enzymes in your gut help. It's really weird. We always think of ourselves as independent individuals. But we are an actual conglomeration. We are a commune of digestive enzyme bacteria and bacteria living on our skin. I mean, some people could get really itchy with this talk. But yeah, we have a lot of stuff living in and on us that affect what we want to eat or our energy levels, things like that. So that's my big takeaway, is that if you eat clean long enough, you're not going to miss the crap. And if you do binge once in a while, make sure you binge really good stuff. And you'll kind of enjoy it, but it's not going to be as big of a deal as it used to be. Hope this video is useful.